When to withdraw money from mutual funds? The real story of the right time. It was 11 o'clock at night. An investor was staring at his mobile screen. The portfolio was red, the NAV had fallen, and there was only one fear in his mind: is my years of savings going to drown? He opened YouTube, watched the news, read WhatsApp groups, and everywhere there was only one voice: the market has crashed, now brace yourself. But no one was telling whether bracing yourself means selling or holding on. This is the exact moment where lakhs of mutual fund investors make a mistake. They do not lose to the market, they lose to their panic. But the story does not end here. Because sometimes withdrawing money is right, and sometimes that very withdrawal quietly kills your future wealth. The difference is hidden in just one question: are you running away from the fund, or have you reached your goal? By morning, that investor had made up his mind to press the redeem button. He felt, if I don't exit today, there will be more loss tomorrow. But just then, an old statement opened in front of him. 3 years ago, this very fund was negative, then slowly it was the one that managed his portfolio. Suddenly he understood that a falling NAV is not always a sign of a bad fund. NAV, meaning the current value of every unit of the fund. When the market falls, the NAV comes down, but this does not mean that your investment has become a permanent loss. The real loss is created when out of fear you sell the units, and later that same market rises back up. This is the most dangerous emotional trap of mutual fund investing. But this does not mean that money should never be withdrawn at all. A mutual fund is not a lock, it is a tool. And a tool has value only when it does the right work at the right time. The very first right time comes when your financial goal is near. Whether you saved money for a daughter's education, house down payment, retirement corpus, or any major need, as soon as the goal is completed, greed has to be reduced. Suppose someone ran an SIP for 7 years for a child's college fees. In the last year, the market ran fast and the corpus went above the target. Here there is no need to become a hero, there is a need to become sensible. Because if the goal is just 6 months away and the money is still lying in a high-risk equity fund, then a market correction can shake your planning. Many investors miss this exact turning point. As the goal gets close, money can be slowly shifted from equity to debt funds, liquid funds, fixed deposits, or safer options. This is called de-risking, not fear. The second big signal comes from the performance of the fund. But here there is the most confusion. A bad return of 1 month, 1 quarter, or 1 year does not prove a fund to be bad. To judge a mutual fund, it has to be compared with the benchmark and category. If your fund is consistently behind the category for 3 to 5 years, then the story starts getting serious. Because underperformance sometimes happens due to the market cycle, but sometimes the fund manager's strategy, stock selection, or risk control starts getting weak. Recognizing the difference is necessary. If the entire small cap category has fallen, then your fund is not solely to blame. But if the category recovered and your fund is still stuck below, then you should ask questions. Right here, the investor has to look at the process behind the return. Which stocks the fund has caught, how much risk has been increased, how many times the portfolio has been changed, and whether the expense ratio is justified or not. The third signal comes when the basic identity of the fund changes. You had bought a conservative hybrid fund, but the mandate of the scheme changed and became more aggressive, then it is no longer the same product. Many times the fund house does a merger, the scheme gets renamed, the investment objective changes, or the fund manager changes. The name feels familiar, but the machine inside has changed. SEBI has therefore made it mandatory to show the riskometer in front of every scheme, so that the investor can understand whether the risk level is low, high, or very high. If your fund's riskometer changes and the new risk does not match your goal or temperament, then redemption can become a rational decision, not an emotional decision. But the fourth reason is the most real emergency. In a hospital bill, job loss, family crisis, or urgent obligation, if you do not have an emergency fund, then mutual fund redemption can be better than a loan. Because a high-interest personal loan or credit card debt many times costs even more than a market loss. In such a situation, taking out investment is not weakness, it is damage control. But here too a mistake happens. People break the whole portfolio, whereas the requirement is only of one portion. Smart withdrawal always starts with the required amount. If you need 2 lakhs, there is no need to redeem the entire 10 lakh investment. The remaining money can be left for compounding because the market also needs a chance to recover. The fifth reason is asset allocation. Suppose your planning was 60% equity and 40% debt, but after a bull market equity became 80%. Now the portfolio has become more risky. Here taking out money is rebalancing, not market prediction. You are booking profit and bringing allocation back near the original plan. This looks boring, but wealth building often happens through boring discipline. The sixth signal comes when your life changes. Earlier the salary was stable, risk capacity was high, and investment horizon was long. Then job uncertainty, family responsibility, or retirement came near. Same fund, same market, same NAV, but the investor has changed. And when the investor changes, the portfolio also has to be changed. A 28-year-old investor and a 58-year-old investor feel the exact same fall differently. The first one has time, the second one perhaps has a need for monthly cash flow. This is the reason that as one reaches near retirement, moving from equity funds to a systematic withdrawal plan or towards safer buckets can be sensible. A sudden large redemption often ruins both tax and timing. Now comes the trickiest part of the story: tax and exit load. Many investors redeem looking only at the NAV, then later find out that the actual payout came less than expected. In SEBI's investor education material, exit load has been explained as a fee levied on early redemption. Like in some equity funds, a charge can apply on exiting before 1 year. Tax can also change the decision. According to PIB's CBDT FAQs, under Section 112A, the LTCG exemption limit on listed equity and equity-oriented mutual funds was raised to 1.25 lakh rupees from 2025. Meaning, the right time of withdrawal is not told just by the market price. Holding period, gains, exit load, and tax slab also quietly change your final return. But there is an illusion in debt funds too. Many people think debt fund means safe. But credit risk, interest rate risk, and liquidity risk are present here as well. If a debt fund is consistently taking low-quality papers, credit downgrades are happening in the portfolio, or there is pressure of sudden large redemptions, then caution there is necessary. In 2024, SEBI asked for stress test disclosures from small and mid-cap funds so that investors could understand how much time it could take to liquidate the portfolio during rapid outflows. The meaning of this is not to spread fear. The meaning of this is that when money enters crowded categories very fast, the exit door is not always as wide as the entry door looks. Now a big myth breaks. A market crash is not an automatic reason to sell mutual funds. If your goal is 10 years away and the fund quality is fine, then the correction is perhaps giving more units to your SEP. This is the real power of an SIP. When the NAV is low, you get more units from your same monthly investment. But stopping an SIP in panic destroys this advantage. Yes, if you have put money into an equity fund without making an emergency fund, then the problem is not of the fund but of planning. The market just shows you your mistake in loud volume. Many people ask, should we exit after the market recovers? The answer is not simple. Because no bell rings that now the top has come, now exit safely. Therefore, smart investors do not try to catch the exact top. They do a phased exit as the goal gets near. A little now, a little next month, a little through systematic transfer. This approach gives less room to ego and more room to certainty. Because in investing, the most expensive sentence is, let me just wait a little more. Sometimes exiting a fund is also necessary because you bought the wrong fund. You took a thematic fund looking at an influencer's reel, without understanding when the theme will run and when it will stop. Sector funds, thematic funds, and small cap funds can be powerful, but these do not become the core portfolio. These have to be kept with understanding, not with excitement. If your whole money is trapped in a single trend, then withdrawal or switch can save your risk. Because popular things in the market are many times expensive too. Another hidden trigger is over-diversification. The investor bought 15 funds, every fund has the same large cap stocks, and he feels that risk has decreased. In reality, he has bought the exact same thing in multiple wrappers. Here, redeeming a few funds and making the portfolio simple can be better. But redemption does not always mean taking out cash. Many times you just have to switch, from a bad fit fund to a better fit fund, from high risk to balanced risk, or from active to an index strategy. Here too, haste is dangerous. While choosing a new fund, one should look at consistency, cost, mandate, and portfolio quality more than the shine of past returns. Now think, that same investor who at night thought of doing a panic redemption was now looking at his portfolio with a different perspective. Red color was still on the screen, but the decision had changed. He asked himself, when is my goal? Is the fund bad or is the market bad? Do I need the entire money or just some amount? Have I looked at tax and exit load? These 4 questions turned his panic into a process. And in investing, process is a stronger thing than fear. If the answer came that the goal is still far, the fund is fine according to its mandate, and there is no emergency, then perhaps redemption is not needed. Perhaps only a review is needed. If the answer came that the goal is near, the fund is consistently lagging behind, the risk profile has changed, or there is an urgent need, then delaying redemption can also be harmful. This is the exact balance that beginner investors often miss. They either run away in every fall or keep ignoring every problem by calling it long-term. Long-term investing does not mean closing your eyes. It means giving time to the right thing and recognizing the wrong thing in time. Taking money out of a mutual fund is not betrayal. You did not promise the fund to stay together for a lifetime. You had given it a financial job. When the job is complete, the fund changes, risk increases, or the need arises, then withdrawing money is a mature decision. But exiting merely due to fear often becomes an expensive mistake. The most powerful insight is this: the right time is not hidden in the market chart. It is hidden at the intersection of your goal, fund quality, risk capacity, and cash need. The market will keep falling, news will keep scaring, NAV will keep moving up and down, but if you have a withdrawal rule, you will not turn every red day into a personal crisis. And perhaps this is the real test of mutual fund investing. Earning returns is difficult, but saving returns is even more difficult than that. Because money is not made just by investing. Money is made when you know when to hold on, when to shift, and when to calmly step out.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible, but in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.